Hello everybody, welcome back to Matt's House of Horror. So today, I have a special video. I'm going to show you my favorite pieces of literature. So, mostly, I'm going to show you, I might make a part 2 of this because I have a lot of books. You know, I'm mostly going to show you some of my favorite books of all time. And I'm more into film than literature, but it doesn't mean I don't like reading. I love reading books and stuff like that, but I'm more into film, so I'm not gonna be like telling you like, oh, why I think it's literary art. No, because I'm not into it like that. I always like good stories and like good characters and stuff like that. So some of these books, it's a little early to pick my favorites, but some of these books I've barely started, and I might already love them. And some of these books I've actually already read through them. So we're gonna start off with this one. So this book is called, well, NOS 48A2, and it's by Joe Hill. And he is mostly like a renowned horror author, and I think this is one of his best pieces of work because I think it's a very creepy book, and it's a really weird story, like about how this girl mostly is kind of getting memories of this supernatural character. What do they call him again? I already forgot. But, oh yeah, like, whatever, Charles something Manx or something like that. Anyway, it's this guy who has like this supernatural power, takes children to this weird, like, Alice in Wonderland-like place called Christmas Land, where everything's Christmas and everything. Mostly this is a Christmas horror book. So yeah, and it's really interesting. It's a really creepy story. Like, the narrative of it is just breathtaking. The characters are really cool, and like I said, it's just a really creepy mystery. And again, okay, I don't know why I said again, but who doesn't love a good, like, mystery, a good mystery novel? Anyway, this next book is actually, apparently it's a New York Times bestseller, and it's written by Rob Zombie, I believe, right? Yes, written by Rob Zombie, based on his film Lords of Salem. The Boston Globe calls it perversely imaginative, well-written, surreal, tormented visions drip from these pages. So mostly, like, Rob Zombie mostly actually says on the back that you get two different experiences. If you watch the movie and you read the book, you get two different experiences, because this came out after the movie, and this is not like a companion thing. This is literally an entirely different, like, version of the story from the movie. So yeah, and it is really, really cool, and it's awesome. So yeah. Anyway, it's really cool. It's based off Lord of Salem, which it's a really creepy movie, and this is a really weird book, and I love it. This next book is a collection, and I love this genre of books. And, you know, it has like Clive Barker, Neil Gaiman, James Herbert, Stephen King, H.P. Lovecraft, and Mary Shelley, stories from them. It is called The Mammoth Book of Body Horror. So, what do you guys not know what body horror is? Or do you guys know what body horror is? If you don't, well, let me tell you. It's usually a horror scenario where, like, a part of your body, the part of the human body or something, is changing in a very disgusting manner. Either that, or, like, there's mutations involved and, like, you know, all this weird stuff, and it has to do with the body and everything like that, or stuff like that. So yeah, and mostly this book is full of them. I just got done reading, oh my god, I already forgot. It was something, was it this one? I think it was. So, there's a book, yes, It's called Transformation. And it's about a guy who like goes on a beach and meets this very deformed dwarf. And this dwarf talks him into opening a chest. And this chest, what is a release? It releases something that turns him into, like slowly starts to turn him into the same exact creature that he is. It's so gross and creepy and awesome. I love it. This next book is gigantic. And speaking of Stephen King, this is considered one of his best books, and I saw the new movie last year and I loved it. Stephen King's It. And since it's so big, look at this. It's so big. I only got to this part. This little sliver of the book I got to. This is a book I tend to take on with me, like if I want to read something like while I'm on vacation or something. I tend to take this book because it's a good book to read on vacation. On like vacation or something. Or if you're very bored and you just want to read a book, this is a good one. This is a good one for you guys. So, I hope all of you know what the story of It. If you don't, let me inform you. It is about some kids. I believe it's the 50s. Yes, it is the 50s. In the book, it's the 50s. In the movie, it's the 80s. But some kids are terrorized by this demon clown creature that's like an interdimensional being, and it's really awesome and horrifying. So anyway, I think everybody who's read this, the stories, I don't know, they're not that, they're alright, they're alright. It's the pictures that make this book great. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah, I got the box set recently for only $14. And they're all original, they're all like the actual pictures. Like, look at this thing. Hold on. Look at this. Oh, can you see? I hope you can see. It's not focusing right, I don't think. Look at this. So yeah, the original images reprinted in this like freshly book and everything, and like this is the cover and everything. It's so cool, and I love the images. The stories again they're alright. Some are actually pretty creepy and awesome, but some are just like, okay. I also got 2 graphic novels in here. This next one is from Neil Gaiman, and I think if you're a Neil Gaiman fan, you know this. This is volume 1 of The Sandman. This book is, like, this graphic novel, it's just weird and awesome, and it's so interesting, like, the story behind this entire thing about the realm of dreams and everything like that. And there's, like, a part where a cult tries to summon some creature thing from said dream realm, but instead they get, let me see if I can find it. Instead they get this, some astronaut alien looking thing. Look at that. Instead they get that, and it's so weird and awesome. Next book is another graphic novel, and I actually started reading it, and it's really gross. It is just like the Mammoth Book of Body Horror, this is another body horror book. But again, unlike Mammoth Book, the Mammoth Book of Body Horror gives you visual images. Mental images. Mental images. But this is a graphic novel, so this gives you the visuals of everything that's going on. It's called Black Hole. It's mostly about like this weird sex-related virus that's going around, being spread to high schoolers and everything. And whenever you get this virus, infects you, you turn into, let's see, can I find it? Okay. You turn into something that kind of looks, can you see? Kind of looks something like that. Yeah, you kind of turn into this really disgusting abomination of flesh. It's amazing. It's an amazing book. Like, I remember, because I got both this book and this book in Tucson on the same day, and I think I vlogged. Yeah, I did a Tucson vlog. You guys might see that in a little. You guys might see that very soon. But this book, I had to force myself to stop reading it because, to me, it just entangled me. I just got so involved in the story and everything. It's really good. I really love it. It's surreal, it's weird, and it's awesome. Anyway, this next book is another collection. It's another horror collection. But this book has, like, stories by H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, and so many others. It is the Barnes & Noble Collector's Edition of classic horror stories. So let's see. There's no visuals, so I can't show you any visuals, but it has a lot of good horror stories. Like, it has The Black Cat, I remember how to pronounce that. Fall of the House of Usher. And now it has all of these like stories and everything, all these classic stories. The Monkey's Paw, all these classic, the Dunwich Horror, all these classic literary stories. It's so cool. It's such a delight. And my parents thought I didn't have this book, so they literally got me another copy for Christmas without knowing. So yeah. But it's a really good one. It's a really good read. I recommend it a lot. Wow, another Neil Gaiman book. I actually really do like Neil Gaiman as a author. This book, I started reading, but I didn't get through it. There's a television series based off it, and I really want to watch. American Gods. So mostly this book is kind of about a guy named Shadow who's been locked in prison for 3 years, and when he gets finally his sentence is over, so he gets out and he meets this guy he calls himself Mr. Wednesday, and Mr. Wednesday starts to show Shadow this that there's another realm full of these ancient gods who have been hiding and everything, and there's these new gods and all that stuff, and there's this war and everything happening. It's really cool. It blends horror, mystery, and a satire. I think it blends it very well. It's a really good one, and there's also a graphic novel series adapted from this, and I really want to get my hands on it. It's really cool. I'd recommend it a lot. This next book is a classic. This is the book that inspired Blade Runner. Do androids dream of electric sheep? It's a weird book. It is a weird book. I mean, I always thought Blade Runner was kind of a surreal movie, but the book is amazing, and it's just a weird little book. It's awesome, and oh my god. I love Blade Runner. I still need to see the new one, but I love Blade Runner. But this book is just awesome. I love it. It's a thrill ride. It's weird. It's awesome. It's really cool. It's a cool book, especially if you guys like sci-fi literature. Speaking of weird books, this next book, very weird. I got this in Las Vegas during my birthday last year, which I recorded in Deathgasm. I think I recorded this book as well. Stiff. Now this book is about corpses. Literally, it says every corpse has a story. Yes, the curious lives of human cadavers. It says that right there. This book is about corpses, people. Corpses! It says every corpse has a story. Okay, I'm going to read you guys the synopsis it gives on the back. Stiff is an oddly compelling, often hilarious exploration of the strange lives of our bodies post-mortem. Think about that for a while. For 2,000 years, cadavers, some willingly, some unwillingly, have been involved in science's boldest strides and weirdest undertakings. In this fascinating account, Mary Roach, who is the author of this book, visits the good deeds of cadavers over the centuries and tells the engrossing story of our bodies when we are no longer with them. It's just a weird book, and I'm glad I got it. So, the body exhibit had a gift shop, and I was like, hey, maybe they'll have figures of the body things. I don't know. They didn't, so I was like, but I like the body exhibit, so I want a little something to go with me. And I saw this on the shelf that had all the books and everything, because it's a museum, so museums always have books. I saw this and I was like, I have to get it, and I did it. It's amazing. It is a gross book, but it's an amazing book. I got in 2016. There's a sequel that I actually want to read. Haven't finished it, as you'll see. This is another book I tend to take with me to travel, because because I'm a wimp and I like reading scary horror stuff outside my house. Anyway, and this game, people are like, oh, it's overrated, and I say, well, you're half right. I think the story makes the game play cool, it makes it cooler. Okay, and if you play the game, I got bored after 10 minutes of playing that game. I'm sorry, but I tried to play it longer because I love the story. I love the story that happens in all the sequels, and this book just builds onto that story. Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes. This book, oh my god, this book, if you guys are a fan of the story, at least the story of the FNAF series, this book is for you. Yeah, I've been hunting this book down for a while, and I couldn't find it, but then we went to Phoenix, went to a Barnes Noble in Phoenix, and it was there for $12. And it's a really good story. I thought it was really well written. And the girl, the main heroine, she is, I think she's actually a pretty good character. Mr. Afton. Let's not forget about Mr. Afton. So if you know anything about the story, and spoiler alert, you should at least try to delve into it. So there's an infamous character called Purple Guy, and it's mostly now known that Mr. Afton is Purple Guy. And he's mostly the father of the main character of this book. So, yeah, this is mostly Mr. Afton's daughter. Which is kind of weird because in FNAF 6, which I think was, in my opinion, the only entertaining entry in the series, it said that his daughter was brutally murdered by an animatronic. So, it's kind of weird, but I still love it. It's a really creepy book. Before you start judging me, there's only some of these books I like. Okay, some of these I will read. It is a manga. Okay, yes, it is a manga. But the thing is, when you think of manga, you probably think of, you know, I'm not even explaining what you probably think of, because I can probably guess that you know what I'm talking about. But I usually hunt for the mangas that are nothing like that. They're mostly, it's nothing like that. It's like different in a way. Like the director of these mangas, which is, sorry, oh my god, sorry if I butcher this name. I can't really speak that much Japanese. Junji Ito. The mangas this guy creates are some of the grossest, creepiest ones of them all. And those are the ones I usually hunt for. And this is my first manga of his that I have. It's called Gaio. It's about mutated fish. Let's see if I can find one for you guys, because they're very weird and gross. Oh, the shark. I call it the demon fish, because it looks like it could have crawled out of the darkest depths of hell. Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, like I said, when you probably think manga, you probably think, oh my god, you're one of those weirdos. But I only go after, and I'm going to talk about this in a film review I'm going to do. I don't go after manga and anime that I think are not like the others. Like, usually they're in the horror category, because they tend to be the creepiest things, because if you've seen a Japanese horror movie, you will know. So yeah, either that, unless it's like something that makes fun of the anime manga tropes, and it's like it actually makes fun of them and everything like that. Gaio, really good one. So this next book is, it still has the price tag. Oh, another Stephen King book. It came out of the movie last year. A lot of people hated it. I liked it. I actually enjoyed the movie. I liked the fact that it wasn't trying to be realistic. It was like they were having fun with it, and it was just a fun movie. So the haters, hell with you. It's The Dark Tower, or it's The Gunslinger of The Dark Tower. This book, like, if you guys like fantasy books, hell with J.K. Rowling, hell with, again, not hell with forgot his name, the creator of Lord of the Rings, but I really just recommend it, the Dark Tower series. There's even a graphic novel series if you guys like graphic novels more than regular novels. They're really good books. They are really cool. Like, there's so much world building and characters and everything. It's just amazing. So I have one more book to show you guys, and my neck. Anyway, I have one more book to show you guys. You guys might judge me on this book. It's Twilight. No, I'm kidding. No, but it's a field guide to demons. You guys are gonna probably judge me on this book, probably because you're like, "Oh my God, are you a Satan? Are you a Satanist?" No, but you know the thing is about demons and spirits and all that stuff, paranormal stuff. Usually, people when you bring up stuff like that to people who believe in it, either like there's the major majority which are like, "Don't do that, no," we were like they're scared of it. Then there's the small percentage of paranormal believers like me who aren't scared of it, rather than we're intrigued by it. Like, I'm sure we'll probably be a little freaked out to see a ghost, but we would be more interested in wanting to see it again. And that's why I always get books like this, because I think I'm not gonna worship them. Trust me, I'm not gonna worship them. I'm not gonna sacrifice anything on this channel, but but I think they're just an interesting creature in like the mythical paranormal realm. And I always thought, like, you know, these types of things, demons, fairies, fallen angels, all that stuff, I always thought they were kind of interesting. They're interesting. And this, like, this doesn't just tell you about them. It also tells you the type of country it originated from. Like, let's see, there's one that originated in North America. Oh, yeah. Well, we got Mr. Hyde and stuff like that. But we got something called, sorry if I just mispronounce this, Loyop Gyro from North America. And that's also the thing. In the contents, there's ones where it's like, oh, demons of mountains, waters, the psyche. So yeah, it's a really cool book. I really enjoy it. It's a good read, especially if you're a paranormal believer, or if you're not a believer of the paranormal, but still is to you guys an interesting concept and topic. I recommend this book, and that's it. Like I said, I have so many books that I have so many other books that I love that I might have to make a part 2 of this video. It's already been, I'm gonna cut it short, but it's already been 30 minutes. So yeah, I actually need to really stop. I need to stop, but yeah. If you guys have like a favorite book or something in your book you guys would want to recommend me that I read, leave it in the comments below. And again, I'm gonna do a part 2 of this. And also, please like this video, and please hit that big red subscribe button, and also share this video with your friends and whoever you think will like stuff like this. And I'll see you guys next time in the shadows. Goodbye.